Sunday's game. Grizz said he's going to be making his way there. It's one of the best places to go in the country to watch away games. You get off the tube and you get a nice little walk through the park and you get to watch a football match beside the Thames. I mean, the one time I was there, I've only been there once, and it was to watch Liverpool in the Kenny Dalglish era. And I spoke to Kenny a few weeks ago, and that's not me bigging up. I do speak to Kenny quite often, but it's one of those things that he doesn't even remember this game, and that blew my mind. You know what I mean? It's like he's got a photographic memory of goals that he scored for all sorts of things, and he knows everything, but he couldn't remember this match at all. He didn't even think he was manager that year, which he was. And it was the day that Jay Spearing got sent off. It was just before Christmas. It was absolutely Baltic. I'd been at the Christmas market up in Hyde Park with the wife and some friends, and I set her up on the train and I went down with one of my mates to Craven Cottage to watch that game. And it was freezing off that river. And it's an open end on that away stand. At least it was. I don't know how the new stand that they built there on the river has impacted the away end. But it was freezing. The wind was belting in off the Thames. And it was one of the coldest. Until then, the coldest match I'd ever been to was Aberdeen versus Wraith Rovers, and it was in Aberdeen, and the wind absolutely bellows in off the North Sea to Aberdeen, and that was the coldest match I'd ever been to. But this one probably topped it. We're not going to have that problem on Sunday if you're going. It's going to be, even if there is a wind, it's going to be
the way you've described these Baltic conditions. I hope not. Apparently, the forecast is of a lovely sunny afternoon in West London.
Well, it's going to be very different to my my previous experience of Craven Cottage, that's for sure. But let's have a quick chat about this game then. What we expecting lineup wise in terms of any difference from what we saw on the Merseyside derby?
I don't think so, Eddie. I think we're very much in the final stretch now, where it's after this it will be one game a week now. So I think it will be all systems go. I think it will pretty much be the same lineup until the title is secured, and then he may look to give opportunities to players to finalize, maybe, if the decisions haven't been made, decisions to be made about the impending summer. So I expect pretty much the same lineup. Jota's goal was much needed, the confidence boost he needed. I expect Jota to go again. We may see a Gakpo start over Diaz. That's the only one I'm thinking. I don't know what you're thinking.
Well, he did take him off, didn't he? He did substitute him on sort of 75. So I think Gakpo will go again. But I do think Diaz will go again. But I'm not sure if we see Jota up top. I think we might see him revert back to his Diaz thing. But then, like you say, Jota's found a goal. And when he goes on a run, he can go on a run. What about the goalkeeper situation? Are we going to see Alisson, do you think?
Oh, yeah. So I think hopefully, again, no one will know until, obviously, the medical tests are done on him again. The concussion protocol is obviously a bit more complex than we think it is. So, but I'm assuming, again, just guessing, that Alisson should be fine. I don't think Bradley will be rushed back, especially after the performance of Curtis Jones. But I don't know if this will be a game for Curtis Jones at home. It's a total different story against Everton. Away at Fulham, I don't know if it will be as comfortable as a home game against Everton would be in terms of his thinking. Maybe Kwanzaa comes in and solidifies a more away type performance. I don't know what you think. That could be an option, in my opinion, that might be taken up.
I think he'll stick with it unless McAllister or one of the other midfielders hasn't made it. And we know McAllister played on, but they did mention adrenaline and stuff like that. We don't know how he may have recovered from that kick. Obviously, he got through the game, which is great. But whether if there's any doubt about him, I would imagine he's at least on the bench. So that's where Jones may be needed in midfield, because we know we won't trust Elliott there or any of the other options. So it's going to be. I think Jones will start. I do. I just think that Slot has decided that he wants a ball player in that right back position, someone that can invert into midfield in the way that we saw Jones do. I mean, Jones said himself that the manager sold it to him on the basis that he can get forward alongside Salah, play in midfield a lot of the game, and then drop into that right back position. I still think Liverpool will look to have more of the ball at Fulham. You know, I mean, Fulham aren't in great form. I know they had a good run a few weeks ago, but I think they've only won 2 in their last 9, so they're not in great form, and that's where I think that he will go with Jones. If there's any doubt about Bradley, I think we'll see Jones continue in that position, because I just don't. I think he's seen Kwanzaa a couple of times, once in the cup final, once in the game against Newcastle where he subbed them quite early as well. He brought not early, but on 70ish he brought Trent on when Liverpool were losing. So I think there's something about Kwanzaa playing as a right back that doesn't appeal to Slot. It affects the shape, it affects the progression from the back to the front, and that's something that I just think Slot is not really enjoying, and that's why I don't think we'll see Kwanzaa at right back again unless he absolutely has to. I think he'll go with Jones until such a time as Bradley is fit again.
No, I tend to agree. I absolutely tend to agree. I don't think he's in favor of a centre back. And we saw it with his treatment of Gomez, where he came in, he walked in and decided Gomez is a centre back and not a left back or a right back. I know he played there a couple of cameos at right back, but again, I think he was at a time where one of the guys was injured, or maybe both of them. But yeah, same with Kwanzaa. I think, but this is why it's vital. Again, we're going back to the summer dealings. This is why it's vital that if Trent decides to leave, then right back, or a footballing right back, someone with attacking instincts as first nature, will be required. A selection with a comment there. He says Fulham are more attacking, and their best attacking sequences come down the right. Form is irrelevant, to be honest. Right side
I don't
form is
think
irrelevant.
I don't think form's irrelevant, because I think they're a side that doesn't have much left to play for either now. You know, I mean, they're one of the first sides that are technically going to be on the beach. So I don't think their form is irrelevant. But the point about their attacking down the right hand side, that's absolutely relevant. You know what I mean? That is one of their main Fulham attack down the width. You know what I mean? On both left and right. So that's the way they play. They don't progress the ball through the center. All of their heat maps show that through Traore on one side, and then is it what was the lad that used to play for Everton and Arsenal? I'm terrible with names tonight.
Everton and Arsenal. Oh, Iwobi.
Yeah, Iwobi. He's obviously their outlet on the right at times. Well, I think Harry Wilson's missing this one. He's going to be injured, so we'll take that as good news from a Liverpool fan's perspective. But I do agree, and that's where pace could be needed. And Jones doesn't have an abundance of pace, but we've seen with Trent when he goes forward, Liverpool have a backup mechanism, which is Canate. You know what I mean? He has a lot of ground to cover. And I do imagine that will be the tactic again, because I just don't think Slot likes this Kwanzaa at right back thing. He's done it a couple of times and he's changed it. And I think that's what he'll do again. I don't think he'll do that from the start. And the other factor is Kwanzaa's also his first substitution if he has to take a centre half off.
Absolutely.
So I know he can move him from right back, but then what do you do? Let's just say that you've already started Jones in midfield. Who's your option then? You're pushing him into right back. You're rejigging everything during a game. And with these substitutes, even though you get 5 of them, you can only break the game so many times. So all of that has to be factored into the decision that he goes with. And that's why I think he'll start Jones until Bradley's fit. But Bradley might be fit. He was on the bench the other night. So maybe a couple more days and he'll be thrown in. He'll be thrown into this game. And then you have to change him on 60 or 70 if he can't manage a full 90. Maybe that's where Kwanzaa comes on. And hopefully then the game would already be at least close to being won. And then Kwanzaa's coming on as a defensive reinforcement rather than as a marauding right wing back at times. You know what I mean? So I think that's where that's some of the thinking I've got around it. Obviously, I could be completely wrong, but it's just the thinking I've got on what Liverpool do at right back.
Yeah, no, it is an interesting, again, one of many interesting chats and debates that will be ongoing throughout the summer. But I guess we finish off with sort of a prediction how we think things are going to go at Fulham, because I always tend to find, regardless of how good we are and what kind of season we've had, we always have an awkward game at Fulham. Always. They always manage to raise their game, like many do at their own home ground. And I like Marco Silva a lot. I think he's a fantastic coach. I think he should be looking at, no disrespect to Fulham, but a bigger job in the very near future. And they always turn up against us. The atmosphere is very good when they're good and very serene when they're not. It's a comfortable place to play football if you're on top, if you know what I mean. But very much like Brighton away. I find that if you get an early goal against these teams and these grounds, then it becomes a lovely afternoon. But if the opposition get it, then it can become chaotic and quite quite atmospheric. I think we. I've got a feeling we may drop points. I think we might get it. I mean, it won't mean anything in the grand scheme of things, but I don't know. I'm not feeling overly positive in this one. There's no real concerns or reasons why. I just think it's one of those grounds that we struggle.
Before I give a comment, thank you, Brad H, for the $6.99. I think it's Canadian dollars super chat. Great show, gentlemen. 3 points at a time. Thank you so much, Brad. It means so much to us that you've taken the time to give us that super chat. And to anyone else, Sudge gave one earlier as well. It really does mean the world to us to get those. I'm going to disagree with you on that completely, because I think that Liverpool absolutely have got their foot to the floor here. I think they'll win this, and I think they'll win this quite comfortably. And I think mainly because I don't think Fulham have got anything left to play for. They got knocked out the FA Cup last week. That was their season. And they know that they're not probably going to make a European place. They're certainly not going to make a Champions League place. So as good a job as Marco Silva's done, and I echo that, and how bad does it look that Everton got rid of him when you're talking about him for bigger jobs? 6 years ago, they got rid of him. Incredible. And look at them now. It's one that I just don't think they'll have the firepower to threaten us. And I think we'll dominate midfield as well. And I think this will be a 2-0 win for Liverpool, this one.
I hope you're right. I'm very badly wrong. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I hope so.
I mean, Ali, I know we beat them 3-0 last season. My little friend, my very active friend in every chat that I'm in, or every chat that seems to be on YouTube. I know, I'm very aware of the 3-0, but if you look at our record or performances more so at Craven Cottage in the last decade or so, it's not one of our favorite grounds.
No, that's true. It absolutely isn't. But I think that just this time of the season, I don't think it's a bad time to play Fulham. They've got a couple of injuries. Yeah, I know most people will probably go for the draw. I think Arsenal will beat Everton tomorrow as well. So I think it's just going to be as you were come Sunday night. I think Liverpool will win as well, and I think it will just be everyone can just sit back and watch the most meaningless Manchester derby in years.
Oh my God, I've described it as the mankiest mank derby that I can remember. Honestly, awful. But long may it continue.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll get going, everyone, and we'll let you go and enjoy your Friday evening if you're in evening time like us here in the UK, or if you're in the States. I hope you've had a good lunch and you've got a couple hours more work ahead of you before you can unwind for the weekend. And if you're in Australia, you're mad to be watching this at this time in the morning. So you're already into Saturday. So wherever you are around the world, Reds, thank you for joining us. We'll have a toast to Gags Tandon in his Mediterranean island. I hope he has a wonderful holiday and a great weekend. He only landed this morning, so I'm sure.
Oh, Gags, if you're watching, by the way, can you send me some food pics? Because you know I'm a bit of a foodie. And you haven't sent me any pictures of some of the cuisine over there. So
well, I'm going to give you a clue. I'm going to give everyone a clue to where he is, right? Because Gags, I didn't know where Gags was going until today, because I'm actually going to the same place. By pure fluke, I'm going to the same place, and I leave on the 30th of April, so I've still got about 3 weeks before I go. And the place that he's at, I was last at 25 years ago. Okay, the exact resort that he's at, and I was telling him today that the moussaka that they do in this place is world class, best in the world. Wow. So there's
you're making me hungry, Eddie. I haven't eaten yet. I'm coming on the back of a month of fasting, slowly get back into the routine like we were talking off here. So yeah.
So I've recommended that he goes and tries the moussaka in this specific place. So hopefully he's going to do that, and he'll maybe send you a pic if he's had a listen to this. But whether he's got time to listen to us two blithering on about Liverpool while he's looking forward to some sunshine, I have no idea. So we'll have to touch base with him. He'll still be in touch, I'm sure, and I don't think he's due it. He's not doing the post match this week. I think you've got Jack and Tadiwa doing that one on after the Fulham game. So that's what you got to look forward to. There'll be some other shows obviously over the weekend. There's I don't know what's happening with Daily Red yet with Grizz and Dave tomorrow. I'm not quite sure what Dave's plans are there. I know I'll speak to Grizz about that when I come off air just now. And but there will be some form of Daily Red over the next couple of days, and then there'll be post-match Raw and all your usual content post-match. Nina and Ben will be back with Final Whistle to discuss all the other Premier League matches. You'll get that around sort of 6:37 p.m. here on YouTube. And obviously, as I said, Jack McCando and Tadiwa Chanakira will be here with the Gags Tandon show without Gags Tandon straight after the game. So that's it from us. I hope you'll have a good weekend. So I'll let Grizz sign us out because I've spoken enough. So from me, goodbye.
And from me, goodbye as well. Thank you very much for the usual support and the interactions in the chat. I've really enjoyed this. Bloody hell, Eddie. The time has flown. We do know how to jibber jabber on about, but hey, when it's Liverpool jibber jabber, we don't mind. So people, thank you very much. Sorry, left you on a cough there. Maybe, probably, hopefully, all things considered, we'll be back next week for the Chat G&G show. It may be Gibbsy. I might give it to the Gibbsy to the end of the season. It may be Gags. See, let them fight for their place. But apart from that, over and out, and take care, everyone, wherever you are, wherever you're doing. Take care. Peace, love, and tranquility to you all.
I think the G for me, Grizz, is for gopher.
Fair enough. You said it, not me.